Hello, everybody. Today I will be conducting the 24-hour dietary recall with my client here, Tristan and Cottrell. So first, I'm going to read off the prompt. I'm going to explain to you exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to ask you to tell me everything you ate and drank during the last 24 hours. I will ask you questions to get the most accurate food intake possible. Please be sure you tell me everything you ate or drank, even the small things like butter, salad dressings, cream, and candy, so I can give you the best healthy eating information possible. I handed Tristan over here. She's got measuring utensils. She has the teaspoons, tablespoon, and over there we got quarter cup all the way to a cup, and measure increments of like half cup, two-thirds, a third a cup, whatnot. And here we go. Let's start. So step one. Tristan, when you wake up in the morning, or when you woke up in the past 24 hours, what did you consume?
Right when I woke up, I had a bowl of oatmeal, and then I had a cup of coffee with brown sugar and almond milk, and then I ate a nectarine, and then that was like my whole first meal.
Okay, so you had oatmeal, some coffee, brown sugar, and some almond milk. And a nectarine is fruit. Alrighty. Is there any other additives that you added to your coffee or oatmeal? Say sugar to your oatmeal.
Yeah, I added extra brown sugar to my oatmeal. The same one I used in my coffee.
So that's extra brown sugar. For the coffee, it's just brown sugar and almond milk, and you're having this for. Would you consider this your breakfast meal? I'm not sure.
Yeah, like pretty regularly. I'll eat that, and then maybe eat a little bit something an hour or two later to hold me over.
Alrighty. So from this, what was your next meal?
Then when I came back home, I had Greek yogurt, and I believe it was like blueberry flavor.
Alrighty.
And that was just a little snack.
So that's a snack you had, was a blueberry Greek yogurt.
Mhm.
What about after this?
Then I had 4 chicken tenders that were fried.
4 chicken tenders.
And
dressing.
Yeah, I used like ranch, and I also used like buffalo sauce.
So about like 1 and 1 for 2 tenders per dipping sauce?
Yeah.
Okay. And after the tenders, did you?
And then I had, it was like a side portion of a Caesar salad, so like a smaller portion.
About like a half Caesar?
Yeah.
No animal protein in the Caesar, just greens and croutons and the cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
A regular. Half Caesar. What? Anything else?
For the whole day.
Yes.
Then I had granola bar that it was like a cream and granola bar, so it had like milk products in it from Trader Joe's.
Alrighty.
And then I came home from work and I had ground turkey with Brussels sprouts and white rice.
Alrighty. Is there anything you consumed after this, or is this your last one?
And then I think like before bed I had like a bowl of cereal.
bowl of cereal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what type of cereal?
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs. And you use regular whole milk, skim milk,
almond milk.
almond milk. Would that be? Did you say that'd be the last thing you ate in the past 24 hours?
Probably. It sounds.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go through the list with you. I'm gonna try to find if you have any forgotten foods, which is the second step to this dietary recall. Forgotten foods consist of any snacks, exactly like you told me, the granola bars, the blueberry Greek yogurt. I consider those snacks. Anything else that you can recall that you had? Maybe some peanuts, almonds, some chips, anything else along those lines?
I did stop and get another coffee from Starbucks, and I had actually got a pumpkin scone from there too.
Starbucks coffee, do you know,
It was a cold brew, so I think it's around like 90 calories. It's pretty like.
it's
Right.
just like an espresso shot?
No, it's cold brew, so it's like coffee, regular coffee, but it's brewed in the fridge.
Okay.
It's just like regular coffee.
Okay.
And a pumpkin scone,
Okay.
because I forgot. I ate that.
Alrighty. So nothing else that you forgot. That's basically it.
Yeah, I believe so. I think at work I had a little bit of soda, so probably like a cup in total throughout the whole night. Probably I had mostly Sprite.
Alrighty, so you had a cup of Sprite at work, right? Just one or two?
Well, I mean, like I drank small portions throughout the night, and I think it probably added up to be like a cup.
Okay. Alrighty. So the next step of the dietary recall is you referring to your meals as to when you eat them. For example, not everyone calls their first meal a breakfast. Sometimes people eat their first meal as a lunch. So, well, what I would like to hear from you as a client is tell me what I'm gonna read off the meals that you ate, and you tell me what time they were eaten at and what you would consider it as your meal. So, we start first: oatmeal, coffee, brown sugar, almond milk, and nectarine. What would you consider that, and at what time did you have this meal?
I guess that would be my breakfast because I regularly eat that in the mornings.
Around what time do you usually wake up?
9.
Alrighty. The blueberry Greek yogurt you had following the oatmeal. Around what time would you have this, and what would you consider this?
A snack, and I had it at like 10:30.
So before noon, a little bit before noon.
Yeah, well, 10:30.
Alrighty. The 4 chicken tenders that you consume with the ranch and buffalo. What time did you consume those, and what occasion did you follow?
I guess it's like lunch. I had it at like 2 p.m.
Lunch at 2 p.m. Alrighty. What about the half Caesar?
That was the same time.
You had at the same time you had that with your lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And the Starbucks cold brew coffee with the scone.
I grabbed that before I ate my lunch, so probably like noon, right before I went to work.
What would you consider this?
Yeah, like a pick-me-up, kind of like just pretty much a snack, but I know I need coffee before work, so.
Alrighty, and you have the scone with this at this time, right?
Yeah.
So drop this down as noon and a pick-me-up meal.
Yeah.
And the Sprite soda is something you consume at work. So, what time did you work yesterday?
12:30 until 5:30.
12. Sip on at work. Alrighty. The granola bar.
That was at like 4.
4 p.m.
Yeah.
And you consider this a
Snack.
snack, perfect. The ground turkey, Brussels sprouts, and white rice. What time and what would you consider this?
At like 6:30, and it's my dinner.
Dinner. And lastly, the Cocoa Puffs and with the almond milk. What time do you consume this, and what would you consider this?
I had it at like 10 p.m. And it's like a midnight snack.
Alrighty, that concludes step 3. We're moving on to step 4, in which I'll be collecting a more detailed description of your meals. This consists of you showing me exactly how much you're putting in your food. For example, I'm going to ask you, how much sugar do you put in your coffee? To which you will show me visually with a tablespoon or whatever size increments, and show me how much you put into your coffee. Therefore, I get a detail and an exact calorie consumption of what you had in the 24-hour recount. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to ask you about, how much oatmeal do you have once it's cooked?
It's probably like half of a cup. I don't know. It's like those prepackaged ones. You think so?
Okay. So I'd say that's like a cup and a half. Cup and a half of oats. And you want to show me how much brown sugar you add to the oats?
So the oats, like a tablespoon.
So a tablespoon. Sugar. With your coffee, how much coffee are you consuming in the morning? How many cups?
Probably a cup and a half in the morning.
And the additives, which being your almond milk and your brown sugar, how much do you add in sugar?
Sugar, probably
coffee.
half a tablespoon.
And almond milk?
Probably a full tablespoon.
Alrighty. For the blueberry Greek yogurt, is it one of those single serving ones? Ones you
Yeah.
pop off the lid?
Yeah. So I think they're like a cup.
A cup, yeah. I think you're right on that. For the chicken tenders, with your hands, can you show me how much the chicken tenders, as far as the portion sizes, was? I just want to get a rough estimate as far as how much chicken you ate.
Each one was probably like this size.
So like 4 of those would be, I'd say around 7 to 8 ounces of chicken. What about the half Caesar?
It was probably like a cup and a half of greens. Maybe 2.
for your dressing, do you know how much dressing? Oh.
Yeah, it came on the side. It was probably like 4 tablespoons. Actually, if this is easier, it was probably like this side right here, perfect. 1/4 of a cup.
1/4 of a cup of Caesar dressing.
Mm-hmm.
A 1/4 cup of Caesar dressing. Alrighty. The Starbucks coffee that you're having, do you know how many cups that is, or?
Yeah, it's, I think, like 16 ounces, so 2 cups.
2 cups. The scone you're having there, do you add anything to the scone? Do you know how big it is?
Yeah, it's like this big.
Is it, since it's a pre-made meal, do you happen to know what the calorie count on it is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But it has like a frosting on it.
I'm sure they'll have a calorie count on the Starbucks website. I'll look it up. Sprite cups. So you're drinking about how many cups of Sprite at work?
1.
1 cup of Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And for your granola bar, it's just the same serving size as a chewy granola bar.
Yeah.
Can you show the camera what size that'd be?
Like this big.
Alrighty, thank you. The ground turkey, do you know how many ounces you're having of ground turkey?
Yeah, I had 8 ounces of ground turkey.
Do you weigh out your protein?
When it's stuff like that, like maybe a big pound or 2 pounds and other people are consuming it, I'll weigh out my portions. With like oatmeal and stuff like that that's prepackaged, I won't weigh it out. I'll just use the calories off the box to track all that.
Alrighty. And the white rice, how many cups of white rice are you having?
6 ounces.
For your Cocoa Puffs, how many cups of Cocoa Puffs do you think you're having?
3 probably.
3 cups. And almond milk, how many cups of almond milk?
Probably like 1.5, right?
You tell me.
1.5.
Alright, so that concludes step 4. Step 5 is a review. This is the last step in the 24-hour diet recall, in which I'm going to list off the proponents that you have given me, and you're going to tell me whether they're correct or not, and their accuracy. We've got oatmeal, coffee, brown sugar, almond milk, and nectarine as your first meal. You add extra brown sugar to your oatmeal, was your forgotten for your first meal. You have that for breakfast at 9 in the morning. The exact measurements are half a cup of oats, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a cup and a half of coffee, a half tablespoon of cup and a half of coffee, and a half tablespoon of sugar, and a 1 tablespoon of almond milk. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, for your second meal was your blueberry Greek yogurt. You have that before noon as a snack, and that comes out to 1 cup. The next meal was 4 chicken tenders with ranch and buffalo sauce. You had that for lunch, and that was at 2 p.m. and you're having around 7 to 8 ounces of chicken protein. And the little sauce containers, are they the 1 ounce side containers that you see get from McDonald's?
They're 2 ounces.
2 ounces. Alrighty. The next meal, or the meal that accompanied the chicken tender, was a half Caesar salad, which we ate at lunch at 2 p.m. And that was a cup and a half of greens and a quarter cup of Caesar dressing. Your pick-me-up before work was a Starbucks cold brew, which is 16 ounces of coffee. During work, you consumed a cup of Sprite. As a snack, you ate a granola bar at 4 p.m. And for your dinner, you had ground turkey, Brussels sprouts, white rice. You had 8 ounces of ground turkey, 6 ounces of white rice. And how much Brussels sprouts did you have, would you say?
Probably, I think it was like 4 more ounces. 4 ounces.
Like a cup or?
Yeah, like a cup.
And lastly, you had Coke. You had 3 cups of Cocoa Puffs, along with a cup and a half of almond milk, which you had before bed at 10 p.m. That you called a midnight snack. Is that correct?
Yeah, you just forgot to say the scone, but I know you wrote it down.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that concludes the 24-hour diet assessment. Thank you so much, Tristan.
Thank you. There will be no one better than me.